Okay, so for week 6 of summer anime, we're pretty much at the halfway point through the season. So yeah, that's cool. A lot of episodes out here. We're kind of like past the Olympic break. Yeah, more episodes out here. I'm gonna review. Oshi No Ko this week was insanely good. Tower of God season 2 is pretty funny because this week had some like really bad subtitles, literally like the wrong subtitles and episode titles. So yeah, Crunchyroll really slacking on that, but it got fixed a bit later. It was like a cool kind of special episode of Monogatari. My Hero Academia was like really sick, bro. You missed the Detroit Smash. We got Detroit Smashes out here, and yeah, all these other episodes are like pretty chill and nice. Suicide Squad Isekai also finished up, so I'll kind of talk about it. And yeah, let's get started. Starting with Oshi No Ko, so season 2, episode 7, insanely good episode, well directed. Each episode of this play is kind of like building up upon each character. We went through Melt's arc, now it's like Akane and Ruby, and Aqua also might make an appearance next episode. So yeah, this play has been so good. Yeah, Akane kind of steals the show in this episode. Basically, she's like the princess that's like a main character. Kana's a side character, but her acting is like the best. When people like make mistakes, she covers for them. She's really natural, really perfect, and just like supports everybody. So yeah, Akane doesn't want to beat Kana while she's like playing support. She wants to beat Kana at her best. So yeah, even though Kana's like this kind of charismatic side character, Akane wants her to kind of like show off her true acting. So yeah, that's what she's trying to do this episode. We also get like backstory of Akane. So yeah, we know that her and Kana, they were kind of like childhood actors together. But yeah, Akane looked up to her and now like lost respect for her because yeah, Kana's old personality was pretty shitty. So yeah, there's more sad moments here. Basically, yeah, Akane was Kana's #1 fan, looked up to her. She started acting because of her when she was like, 5 years old. And then once she put all the work in, she was pretty talented. She kind of like met Kana at one of these performances. And then the problem is like she kind of overhears this dude saying, "Oh yeah, Kana, it's all good. Like this audition is like just for show. You're gonna be chosen just because you have the name recognition." So Akane kind of grills Kana on that. She's like, "Oh, you wouldn't cheat like that, Kana. Like it's all about skill, right? You wouldn't take shortcuts." And Akana's like very angry because Akane's like coming off as like such like a big fan. And then she's like kind of hitting Kana's insecurities. And basically, yeah, Kana does feel bad. She's like kind of acting to survive. Just whatever position the adults like need her in, she'll go. But yeah, the problem is she can't really show off her true talents. So it's not really about acting anymore. It's about like nepotism. Like, who do you know? Kind of just like do whatever she can to not steal the show, but instead to like get along with others and support others. So yeah, Akane doesn't really like the supportive acting of hers. So she's kind of like, "Oh, you're playing it safe? Well, I'm gonna bring it out of you." So yeah, they do this cool sick ass sword fight. It was directed so well, and then they're on equal footing. But then as Akane is kind of giving Kana her time to like share her lines, she kind of like shines a spotlight onto Akane. She's like, I'm gonna use my power to make you brighter, and I'm gonna fade off into the darkness." So yeah, I mean, very symbolic. I loved it so much. And then yeah, Akane like kind of regrets this because it's kind of like she defeated a shell of Kana. This isn't the real Kana. She kind of like teleports into like the mystery fantasy world in her head, and I was like, okay, I regret my actions. And then Aqua kind of shows up. Okay, we'll just bring out the real Kana with our acting. So I guess they're gonna work together, Aqua and Akane, to kind of like propel Kana, maybe give her more confidence, and maybe show that she can like perform on her own. So yeah, that's cool. I'm kind of excited for that. I mean, there were a lot of funny moments as we saw like their backstories, and then it was like so beautifully directed. I love that when Kana went off on Akane when they were younger, calling her a fan and then like making fun of her. Akane just like went to study psychology. This is why she's such a good profiler, able to like imitate other people, because like she was just like studying philosophy. So basically, even though she's kind of like obsessed with Kana, fanboying her, she still wants Kana to not hold back. So that's like the whole point of this episode. I loved how they showed it. Each episode is just high quality. This play is hitting so hard. So I love the direction it's going, and yeah, can't wait for more Oshi No Ko. Also, after that, we have My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 13. So yeah, Deku arrives to the fight finally. We see how he got here. So yeah, he was kind of flying through the ocean. But yeah, like we see Stars and Stripes, like her pilot fleet. All of the people on her team, they're kind of like flying through the air, and Deku's able to like use his black whip to kind of like swing on them. So yeah, they're kind of like propelling him forward, and I guess he's just like hitching a ride on these ships and kind of reaches like the floating coffin area where they're fighting Shigaraki. So yeah, great timing because yeah, we saw Lemillion. He was like the last line of defense. He just like pulled out his ass cheeks to distract Shigaraki. Very funny because everyone else was like severely injured or knocked out. So yeah, Deku's finally here. It's nice. Like Shigaraki, his power is still like under control because Aizawa's eraser power is like on him. So yeah, Deku's just like punching him. It was so cool. Detroit Smash like quintuple like ×5. Insanely well done. Like Deku like channeling the power of light, punching him. It was so cool. If that was not enough, they kind of like showed the combined powers. Like he was using One for All plus Ultra, he's going 120%. Every quirk, he's kind of enhancing it. So yeah, one of like the speed quirks that can like, control the inertia of an object, he can use it on himself and others and just like speed himself up, slow everyone else down. All the One for All users just like behind him, also like giving him support. Like it was like exactly how I envisioned in my head, like channeling the power of like the past users into him and, kind of like making his own style by like, stealing their powers. So that was cool. Just like, double Detroit's match on Shigaraki. I have to say though that even though the animation, the music was insane, there's a lot of ghosting and dimming that happens in these action shonen shows that like ruin it a bit. I know they gotta nerf it, they gotta put the epilepsy filters on, but like, come on, I want to see this raw. I want to see it without any filters on. So yeah, I mean, Deku's doing well, beating Shigaraki, but of course we can't like, it can't be that easy to end the fight. So yeah, all the villains are just going second gear or third gear. So Shigaraki's kind of angry now. He's just getting beaten up. He's like, ow, this hurts. I can't even go all out because my quirks are being disabled. I still have so many quirks left in the arsenal. So it looks like he's kind of trying to break free through the coffin and maybe like stop people from erasing his power. So yeah, Deku's also kind of sad because Bakugo's dead, but he still has like an artificial heart from the ninja guy. So yeah, Deku's still ready for phase 2. We'll see what Shigaraki got in store. It's a bit sad, but yeah, we see Lemillion also rescuing like everyone else. So yeah, I think like it's said that Dappy has the all-for-one power now. Like it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, I mean the villains are still gonna get overpowered, but the heroes will definitely do their thing and beat them. We just gotta see the anime progress, but yeah, I mean I love the Detroit Smash. Probably one of the best episodes this season for sure. Okay, so for Tower of God, Season 2, Episode 7, a decent episode, kind of progression. We saw Mazino, kind of like a really strong dude. We never really knew how strong he was, but his introduction, like from last episode, was pretty scary. So yeah, he's just like this dude living inside this sea monster with like electric powers. He's shirtless, muscular. He kind of has like this athleisure fit on him. Bam tells everyone else to run away as he kind of squares off with Mazino because Bam has a mission. He can't really fail any of these tests. He can't really retreat. He has to fight Mazino because if he doesn't, one of his friends will die. So yeah, like Bam is kind of fighting him. We see everyone else kind of joining in as well. So yeah, Ja is there, Yan is there, everyone else. So they're fighting off Mazino, but he kind of like shrugs off their abilities. He's just tossing and throwing everybody. They kind of team up. They're like a triple beam attack on him. It still doesn't work. It's not effective. And then finally the sick moment happens where Mazino kind of like dives from the ceiling. He's kind of flying down to attack Bam like a missile, and both of them have their like fists charged up with the weapons. So yeah, Bam has his blue aura. Mazino has like this electric fist. They're about to punch each other, and then Mana comes in out of nowhere in between them. I'm like, girl, you're about to die. But yeah, she's kind of using her power to be protected. So yeah, I mean the little girls in anime, they have this hidden power, and then Mazino kind of like recoils a bit, but he still like kind of continues to punch. Bam protects Mana. So yeah, Bam is like very injured, very bloody. He doesn't really die though. He kind of has the superpower that heals him. But then Mazino sees that yeah, it's not that serious. It wasn't worth it. He saw how good Bam was to protect the little girls. So I guess great interception, Mazino kind of like gets bored, and then he kind of like collects one of the flowers inside the sea monster. He also attacks like the test proctors once he escapes, and then we kind of get like his motivations why he was like hiding inside the sea monster. Because the higher-ups in the tower, they were actually kind of like using this flower to like sell for profit. And then the problem is like this flower is used as like sustenance, as food for like a lot of these water organisms. So that's a problem because the animals don't have like access to the flowers for nutrition. So Mazino's plan is basically to like, spread the flowers out now, kind of make it public information that like the higher-ups in the tower are doing like animal cruelty. And then yeah, I guess Bam and his team also like, succeeded in the test, so his friends don't die. So yeah, I mean, decent way to introduce Mazino. Like he's super strong, but it wasn't really a fight to the death. It was just kind of like a sick, quick, like 1-2 minute battle. Besides that, everyone's kind of like coping on what to do next. Bam, he's kind of like knocked out, so he's sleeping. We see Ja kind of struggling because, yeah, Bam got injured because he kind of rescued one of the girls in his party. So it's kind of like the party is weighing Bam down, which is a problem. So yeah, we kind of have to like keep going as a team, keep like passing exams, keep climbing the tower. And yeah, I guess like Bam will meet up with Rachel eventually. Besides that, Yeon, the fire princess, she kind of like feels bad because her family was also responsible for this like flower animal extinction thing, and try to like kind of make things right and separate herself from her evil family. So yeah, that's cool. Also at the end of this episode, we get like this like new mission that we have to do. So kind of like a new goal for the rest of the anime. So yeah, we have to reach floor 30. I think we're on floor like 2021. And basically like there's this workshop in floor 30 where there's like this big battle happening every 5 years. So yeah, they have to reach floor 30 in 2 years. That's when the next battle is going to happen. And then that's where Ja will meet Bam's friends. So yeah, he kind of learns this from like the eye patch girl. She's like a navigator. So the anime does continue. A lot of like cool moments, basically. You know, the fight with Mazino. Also, something I noticed is that the ending kind of changes. I didn't really notice it before, but as we get more scenes, more episodes, then they kind of like show the manga panels. So yeah, I guess new goal out here, reach level 30 of the tower. Also after that, we have Shoshimin episode 6. Funny episode, we see Kobato kind of stealing a cake. It's called a Charlotte from Osanai. And then like he was trying to like play it off like she wouldn't notice. It was very funny. It's like another mystery, and he's the one that kind of like created the mystery to solve. So basically, yeah, summer vacation is starting, pretty chill. And then Osanai kind of wants to like, hang out with Kobato. She kind of like made a map with a list of like every location of limited time summer suites that they should visit. I mean, the problem is he doesn't seem interested, which I feel like come on, bro, why are you giving Osanai a hard time? Because I thought they were friends, right? But he tries really hard not to like go to her to eat sweets. I guess maybe he's sick of it, like he doesn't want diabetes. But yeah, I thought he'd be used to it by now. But pretty much he's giving her a hard time. Also before that, they kind of like hung out at a festival, so that was cool. You know, it's like a lot of cute moments with them like interacting in the summer. But yeah, like he does not want to join Osanai in this like kind of sweets adventure mission, but he reluctantly agrees. So their first stop is kind of like this bakery that does like, you know, fruity cakes. And then Osanai is kind of busy today, so she tells him to like order it to go and then bring it to her house. So yeah, I guess he's the pack meal this episode. He gets 2 mango puddings and 4 grapefruit charlottes. So these charlottes are kind of like cakes with like, you know, fruity filling inside of them. And they only have 3 in the shop. So he doesn't really convey this message to her like through text or anything. He could have done a lot of things. Like he bought 3 of the charlottes and 2 mango puddings. He could have bought like an extra sweet to like, you know, supplement it. Like, oh, they didn't have this, so I replaced it with that. But he didn't do that. I guess that's in character because he doesn't like sweets, according to him. But yeah, the problem is once they like kind of hang out at Osanai's house, and then it's like pretty hot, and then they set the cakes up, they have like coffee and tea together. Osanai gets a phone call. So yeah, they can't eat yet. But Kobato, he's hot, he's sweating, the air condition isn't on yet. He doesn't really want to touch her remotes or anything. And she's like, yeah, this is important. I'll like, you know, be back later. Like Kobato's by himself, and then he decides to eat one of the charlottes because he's like, okay, whatever, I'm kind of hungry. And then he likes it. This is also kind of out of character because he's like, yeah, I hate sweets. But, I mean, this one, I guess, hit different. The charlotte. I mean, the problem is that it's so good that he has to eat another one. And there's only 3, so there's not really a clean way to split it. I mean, he could cut it in half and give her half. I guess he doesn't want to deal with that shit. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna troll her. I'm gonna eat 2, and I'm gonna say, oh, they only had 2 left. So it's like 1 each, and then we both get like, you know, 1 mango pudding as well. So yeah, that's kind of dirty because yeah, Osanai is the one that wants to eat the sweets. Kobato doesn't really care. So it's kind of funny he goes through all these lengths to like hide that he ate the extra charlotte. I mean, I'm like, bro, you kind of created this problem. Also, it's kind of Osanai's fault because she left this unattended. She didn't turn the air condition on for him. And then he's a guest, so I guess like he's just bored. Like, who can blame him? But yeah, we're not here to discuss like whose fault it is. It's just funny that this is happening. So yeah, he kind of like eats the cake, hides like the crumbs and the frosting, puts like the tissues in his back pocket. But then Osanai kind of like, you know, sees something is wrong. Kobato, first of all, he's nervous. Like he's sweating. He's like knocking his tea down. And then like he kind of gives himself away after being like so nervous because he wiped sweat off his neck with a tissue when he had a handkerchief when he walked in. So Osanai was like, yeah, that's what gave you away because why would you wipe your sweat off with a tissue when you have a handkerchief like already to use? Unless that handkerchief is like, you know, contaminated with cream. I mean, I like this mystery. It wasn't really anything too serious, of course. And then, you know, it was a bit out of character of Kobato as well because he doesn't really like sweets. But here he went out of his way to eat the extra one. But yeah, maybe the charlotte does hit different, or maybe he just wanted to troll Osanai. It's probably like a mix of both. But I mean, it was still funny like seeing their interactions. But yeah, Osanai still holds a grudge. So she's like, yeah, you gotta accompany me all summer. That's his punishment, bro. He's got to go on a sweets tour. He has to get diabetes. So yeah, poor Kobato. Pour one out for our boy. But I mean, I guess we'll see like a couple episodes of them hanging out in the summer, eating more sweets, maybe solving more like kind of mundane mysteries. We'll see. But yeah, I really love the vibe of this anime. It's so chill. But also like the character interactions are like very like hypnotic. Like it's definitely very worth it to like go through it. All right, so for Monogatari off in Monster Season, episode 6.5. Yes, this is a special episode. It's not a recap, though. It's like kind of an interesting fairy tale. So it's kind of like Shinobu backstory, the little lolly vampire. So yeah, she's kind of like the 600-year-old vampire in the story. And then like everyone kind of died once they saw her beauty. That's very much what the episode's going for. So I guess like as the rest of the Monogatari season continues, I'll probably focus on Shinobu's arc because yeah, of this like kind of like filler. I thought it was kind of weird because I thought like she was a lot older than that. I thought she was like thousands of years old or something. thing. Because I remember in Owari Monogatari, like we got like her and Araragi teaming up to fight one of her like original offspring. So I don't know if I remember correctly, but I thought she was a lot older than 600 years ago. But I mean, besides that, yeah, this was a good episode just because it's pretty much like a fairy tale. We're reading kind of like a dark horror story. So basically just kind of like this hot princess, very beautiful. Everyone is enthralled for her beauty. Everyone has like a picture of her hung up on their house. She's like, I have more to offer than beauty. I have my soul. I have my heart. So she kind of like visits this witch. This witch kind of agrees with her. So the witch kind of like puts a spell on her. That's like, no one will see your beauty anymore. They'll see your soul. They'll see your purity. So yeah, they see this and then everyone starts killing themselves. Why was I so captivated by your physical beauty? I'm so vain. Cuts their eyeballs off, their hands, their tongue, their face. Just like offers sacrifices to her. It was very weird, very unsettling. Yeah, so there's like a mountain of corpses piling up on her kingdom. She kind of like doesn't know what to do. People are coming in from like outside of the kingdom trying to like investigate, trying to attack. But yeah, everyone just like sees her and they like kill themselves. So yeah, at her last resort, she kind of like visits the witch to put the spell on her. But the witch is already dead. She was the first person to kill herself because she already saw the princess before. So yeah, this is kind of like a curse that she's like being placed on. She's way too perfect. Also, since her soul is so perfect, she can't die. Because yeah, it's like her will, her conviction doesn't allow her to die. So she can't really like stop this curse, and then everyone she comes across will die. So she kind of goes on a journey to like pretty much avoid people and help others and break the curse. And yeah, at the end of this episode, they tell us, yes, this is the story of Shinobu. So yeah, 600 years before she was doing this, and now, she's hanging out with Araragi. The rest is history. I mean, this story is probably not 100% accurate, but it's definitely a good, chill way to like have an episode, just like fairy tale style. The atmosphere was very creepy. I loved how they did it. Kind of gave me Madoka vibes as well. All right, so for Pseudo Harem episode 7, this anime is so cute. Please go watch it. I love it so much. This kind of felt like a season finale type episode. Like the ending just played and we saw like different imagery, just like the school just like showing up. So it's like, yeah, is this over? Because yeah, AG kind of graduated. Because, yeah, it's his third year. They do the graduation. Nanakura is so sad. She's like, we gotta hang out before you leave. I gotta confess. I gotta admit my true feelings. Nanakura trying to release her other personalities, but it's the main one. It's her own personality that matters here. So she can't really hide behind Cool-chan or Tsundere-chan. And they're kind of like doing a play together, so it's Snow White. All the other acting club members play as the dwarfs. And then AG is playing as Snow White, so it's like the genders are reversed, and Nanakura has to kiss him to wake him up. So she does this. It's kind of like a fake kiss, but then AG kind of teases her, and they actually really kiss. Everyone is like cheering, like, oh, let's go. And then, it's very awkward. These characters are so shy. Like, every episode, they got to deal with that shyness. But even then, yeah, they kind of like go through the school. AG graduates. And then they have like this like last time farewell party with the club members. And then Nanakura is like, even though you're graduating, we'll still be together. So they don't really confess. They're like, way too shy to confess, but yeah, they're together, they'll still hang out. And yeah, we got like 5 more episodes left. So yeah, this anime, it can't finish up here. We need these characters to be happy, hang out. We need more of Nanakura's facial expressions and personality. So yeah, very cute episode, kind of like a good wrap up. And yeah, I wonder where things will go from here. All right, so from Makine, Too Many Losing Heroines, episode 6, very solid episode. So yeah, more of like Lemon-chan. So then there's like a big like misunderstanding. It's like the main character was hanging out with Chihaya, who's like going out with Ayano, but then yeah, Ayano was hanging out with Lemon, so it's like they're both cheating on the other person. It's very weird. So yeah, just like big misunderstanding. So to clear it up, the main character Nukumizu, he's like, okay, let's just hang out. We're just like asking for romantic advice. None of us were cheating. So they kind of like hang out at this museum. Very cool. The blue-haired girl Yanami also shows up. So yeah, she's always here, always eating the food. And yeah, besides a lot of cute moments, the animation very solid. The backgrounds, the scenery very beautiful. And then yeah, the big thing is that Lemon accidentally lets it slip that she was in love with Ayano, which is very awkward because now it puts him in a position where he has to like either follow her or be with Chihaya, his current girlfriend. And then yeah, he hangs out with Chihaya. So yeah, the main character kind of goes after Lemon. She's very sad and devastated, but she kind of like ignores all the issues and just like lives her life. She's a bit sad. She kind of tells Nukumizu a story about like this prince and how this like girl wanted to like hang out with him, but then she wasn't like a noble person, so she had to like learn how to be noble, and then they lived happily ever after. But it kind of looks like Lemon isn't like womanly enough for Ayano. That's what she feels like. Maybe she's like too tomboyish. So yeah, that's where we go for Lemon, but it's not over. So she's kind of like missing in action in the summer, so they kind of like visit her summer home. All the characters from the literature club kind of like see her, and yeah, she's kind of like in her grandmother's summer home. It's like this big house. They all talk to Lemon. She's kind of like ignoring the issues and just like moving past it, but they'll still probably have to like face it eventually. But yeah, everyone's like, happy, hang out with Lemon. We'll see what's gonna happen, but yeah, all these girls are kind of heartbroken. So it's up to everybody, Nukumisu and the entire literature club, to cheer her up. Okay, so for the Elusive Samurai episode 7, so a very funny episode. We see the priest guy that can like predict the future. His power is malfunctioning. So I guess it happens every once in a while, every year, just like he can't predict the future, which is very funny because yeah, it looks like he was like living life on easy mode, just like cheating because yeah, Tokiyuki, like he doesn't really have to be worried because he can like predict if he'll live or die. The problem here, like now it's like a gray area, so he doesn't want Tokiyuki to do anything dangerous because yeah, if he goes out on his own and gets killed by like one of like the Emperor's goons, then like the whole plan to save Japan is over. We see like there's this new villain coming in, his name is Shokan. He's like this like giant ant guy, and then he seems to be like a mercenary, just like killing people brutally. But besides that, him and his squad kind of like are scouting ahead. It's like winter time, so they're going to like the snowy area. They're wearing like new winter outfits, and then they meet this new guy that kind of like attacks them while they're like investigating this village. He kind of fights Tokiyuki's retainers, but then he's actually a good guy, so he stops like attacking them. And yeah, he tells us his name, it's Fubuki, and he basically has no master, so he's like looking for a master, which is very convenient because yeah, you could just join Tokiyuki's party. They kind of like visit the village that he was like taking care of. Apparently he eats like a lot of food, so the villagers don't like him. But yeah, it looks like all the villagers, their parents died, so he's like taking care of all the little kids because yeah, the Emperor Samurai were kind of just like killing everybody. This village is like very like important because it's in the center of the mountain, so like it's like a good vantage point for everything. But we see the ant guy Shokan kind of like focusing on the village now because yeah, all the warriors there died. So yeah, it looks like a face off between him and Tokiyuki's party. Yeah, this dude is so brutal, though. He's like murdering people, drinking their blood, and has ants growing out of him. So yeah, new villain out here in Shokan, and yeah, new hero, new ally, Fubuki joining Tokiyuki's forces. So yeah, pretty interesting. I mean, I guess like the main thing is that the priest is still very stressed because yeah, he can't see the future, so yeah, Tokiyuki might die here. Anything can happen. These are little kids fighting adults after all. Okay, so for Dead Demons episode 12, very cute episode, bro. Ontan, like, there's like a relationship plotline with her, and Obo, like the alien celebrity dude, which is very cute because yeah, Ontan is kind of like, she's like suspicious of others. Like, it's only her and Kato date, it's like super close. Everyone else is like basically like a cringe lord. But yeah, she gets really close to Oba, mainly because yeah, she like kind of cares about the aliens, I guess, but can't really do anything about them. And now yeah, they just like kind of live together and get super close. And then, yeah, they also, like, go on the beach together in the summer. They kind of, like, hug and kiss at the beach and, you know, start a relationship. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, I wonder where things are going to go. Definitely not going to be a happy ending, you know, judging from everything. All the aliens are attacking, just 1 month left to the end of the world, stuff like that. And Oba also learns, like, from the other aliens what's actually happening. So, in 1 month, the mothership, yeah, it's going to lose power, and it's going to crash down onto Japan. And it's going to release all these, like, toxic A-waves into the atmosphere. Also, everyone else, like, the government, they want to, like, harvest the ship for materials to, like, you know, use the energy. So, yeah, that stuff is going on. Like, no one's really good over here. People are just, like, trying to survive. We see there's more resistance groups showing up, but also more protesters. So, yeah, like, our squad is just, like, happy, hanging out at the beach. But also, you gotta feel bad for the aliens. They're just, like, abandoned here, and they have, like, really no chance of survival. All right, so for the Suicide Squad Isekai episode 10, this is the finale. Oh my god, yo, this anime was okay. Like, it had decent fight scenes, you know, Harley Quinn with Katana, Deadshot kind of doing things. Like, it was very campy, but I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. Like, obviously making it an isekai was, like, you know, very pointless. But, you know, in terms of DC animated stuff, like, it was pretty good. Wasn't really bad at all. Can't really complain about the animation. I love the character designs as well. Harley Quinn, this new style. Basically, every medium slightly changes her design, but here it was nice. She still has the bad and short shorts, but then, like, you know, her twin tails are nice. She's kind of, like, flying on dragons this last episode. So the isekai elements, like, go hard. Just, like, every episode, new stuff is happening. More people kind of using magical powers. Clayface was also kind of, like, a gem. Just, like, very funny introduction. He wasn't really in any of the other Suicide Squad, like, movies or anything. So, yeah, like, his introduction was very new, but also, like, very welcome. So they're fighting, like, the rival group pretty much. It's, like, Enchantress, and then there's, like, this octopus guy, and then this undead king that they have to defeat. And also, apparently, the Joker is here at the end of this episode, so maybe, like, there's gonna be a season 2 or part 2 of this. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, a lot of funny, crazy moments. Like, Harley Quinn's kind of, like, helping the princess, pretty much. They defeat all, like, the rogue villains, and then, you know, I guess they save the kingdom. Alright, and now for my dear friend Noko-tan, episode 7. So yeah, it's, like, kind of, like, a random funny episode. We see Shikanoko kind of, like, starting a stream for the Deer Club to, like, kind of raise funds. And yeah, a lot of people are into stream, apparently. Shikanoko is so popular. But she kind of, like, turns into, like, this crazy, like, antler monster with their antlers just, like, taking over the room. Besides that, they kind of, like, go to, like, this cafe, which is really fancy, but they don't serve deer crackers, so Shikanoko's, like, very sad. And then the cafe owner is also devastated because he's, like, #1 customer service. If he doesn't have something, then it's like he failed his job. So he can't really take care of Shikanoko, but he's like, if you come back, I'll help you. I'll bring your deer crackers here, and I'll have like your antler stand. It's pretty funny overall. Story continues. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. And yeah, that's it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you're liking this week. But yeah, Suicide Squad Isekai finished up. Oshi No Ko, best anime this season. Like I can say for sure. The direction is very nice. This play is so good. It's very nice to see like how it's animated, very artistic. The colors pop out at you. Also, yeah, Shoshimin was pretty funny. Like Kobato and Osanai just like trolling each other. And yeah, besides that, the rest of the shows continue very solid stories. So yeah, I'll see you next week. Peace.